Hello everyone, this is Spliced, and welcome back to another customization video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Raider, my Raider that is now Rep 8, or has been Rep 8 for quite a while. And the funny thing is he has been, since he's been to Rep 8 for a while, I could have customized him for a long time. I could have done something to him, but I just kind of left him because I forgot that after you get to Rep 7, you can start buying the legendary gear, and I didn't really get around to doing it with him, and I just kind of left him be. But one day I just decided that, wait a second, I can actually customize him, and this is what I came up with, and I'm very satisfied with it, so I'm going to go in depth with it. The other reason why I'm making this video is a lot of people were requesting this video, so hopefully I satisfy you guys with that. So we're going to start off, of course, with the actual gear. So the tab and helm is pretty self-explanatory why I chose it. It is a skull on the front, and I really love that. It has a really nice mean face to it. It really screams Raider, to be honest. Like the whole skull and bones stuff that like Vikings go, like the Viking theme in this game, when it comes with like bones and stuff, like I think that's really cool. With the Vikings, and I think the skull helmet in comparison to other stuff over here, like this one is kind of cool, but I just don't think it really matches a Viking that well, and from a distance it looks really weird in my opinion. So there's also like this version as well, but I just like going for this one. However, this weird ponytail hair thing on the back is kind of weird. I don't really know why that's a thing, but I don't know. I just think this one's really great. I like it a lot, so that's why I go for the helmet. Moving on to the chest piece. This one I made a little recently. It used to be, I think, this one. Yeah, so it used to be this one, and this one was the new legendary one, the Headsman chest that came out in Season 4. As you can see in the chest piece, it has like some skull engravings and some nice straps and stuff, and it's all gold around, and it's pretty cool. But where the emblem is, it doesn't really show the pattern that well, and the emblem itself doesn't look that great either. So I went with this one because it cleans up the chest area and makes it more it's more plain there, but that's okay because it shows the emblem or the symbol I used on the chest a little easier, sorry. And then when you go over here, you can actually start seeing the emblem a little more clearer, as well as the paint pattern that goes with it, as well as a little rag, the tear on the side. I like it. It's pretty cool. But on top of that, there's also this part at the back. You can see there's some golden stubs, like these little spiked things on the back, and I think that's a really cool addition to the character. Coming around, and then like the garments on the legs and stuff, the quality of that. It's kind of dark, and it's like a dark brown, so it kind of doesn't really take your attention away from anything else. It kind of just blends in, and it becomes its own thing. And with that mixed in with like the boots that are on the bottom and everything, I just think that this one is a lot better in my opinion to use. So that's why I have that one. And then the arms. So this one is usually the one you see a lot of Raider mains using, and it's for good reason. So the pelt is really cool. I like the pelt on the left side of the Raider. It has like a good black to it, and a lot of people who make their characters like to make the dark black kind of characters, and I'm not necessarily all for that, but it is nice to have that on your character because black makes other things stand out a lot more on your character, and this thing kind of covers up that whole side of your Raider, and I like making my characters the most covered up and have the most material on them, in comparison to stuff like this where there's not really anything going on. This one is kind of cool, but it's again it's a little too exposed. And then there's this one, which is the other one I had, and I don't really like the spikes on the side, as well as the pelt doesn't really have a good color. But then when you come over here, it has really nice, like just simple spikes that are curved really well, and I think it's really nice on this arm. And then you have the pelt over here. So I think that's a really nice look to the Raider, and I can understand why all the other Raider players use this as well. Moving on to the weapon, I'm going to skip this for now. I'm going to save that one for last. So we'll move on to the shaft, and this one, the reason why I chose this one is odd enough. It looks a lot like Dwarven Craft. For those who've ever played like RPGs or MMOs, a lot of the Dwarven kind of races, as you can see on the top of the shaft. Let me go to the weapon so I could show it a little better. So you see the little stub thing right there. It kind of reminisces of Dwarven Craft. And I really like that in games, in the MMOs and RPGs when it comes to dwarven stuff. So I went with that, and it's pretty cool, like golden etched edges, and then the silver in the middle. It's nice. I think it's really cool. And then when you compare it to other ones, this one's not bad, but it doesn't really have a good blend with the axe head. And then there's all the other ones, of course, which they all have their own cool looks to it, but personally I think this one is my favorite. That's why I went for it. So moving on, this is the limited edition that you can't get anymore. This is the pommel from the winter event, and I like this one a lot. There's a lot of them I do like, but I went with the winter one because it's pretty simple and it has a nice gem there, so it's just a little good end piece. This part shouldn't show out so much, in my opinion. I don't think it should have like a giant thing on the end like this one, for example. I don't think that really matches, because as you can see, it's just a little too big. It starts making it look like it's a cane and not really like an axe. So just going through everything, and I did get rid of a lot more gear than I had, so there's a lot more for me to look over, but this is what I just decided to go with. It's very simple, just puts a little end piece on there. And finally, we're going to talk about this axe head. Now, when I decided to use this, I got this one on stream because I was looking for it for a while, and because I saw some other people have it, and I didn't know it even existed. And then when I finally got it, some people in the chat saying that they didn't really like the look of it, and I don't know, man. Let me try to explain my view on it. So a lot of people like to use this one, which was I think this was season 1 axe head, the heroic one that everyone was using before. And then there's also the winter one as well. It's not that bad. It's pretty decent. And then there's like some other ones that people would use. Now the reason why I chose this one is, when I look at this, it just looks awesome. There's so many things I can explain. First of all, let's talk about the Dwarven Craft again. So as you can see, there's a little stub below the axe head, but now you look at the end piece, and it represents like a hammer end piece as well. And if you guys know about the RPGs, MMOs, like with the Dwarven Craft and stuff, they used hammers a lot. A lot of hammers were represented around their lore and their culture and how everything worked like that. And so I just looked at this and it was like, this really works with the shaft, in my opinion. I think that's really cool, and it just looks really mean, like a really big blunt object in the end. And it's also an axe. Like, it's not supposed to have anything special on the end, unless if there's something going like that with like a double-headed axe head. Ubisoft, please consider that for the Raider next update. Thank you. But this little piece at the end is really cool. Now, the part that I think people don't really enjoy is the middle part with the wolf, or the lion. I think that is. It's a lion. It has to be. I don't really know. I can't really tell. I think it's a lion. But I don't know. It's just it makes the axe head look big, and I love big things. And when you just look at it on the left side here, you can't really see it, but like if you look at the left side, when you look throughout all these pieces, this one just shines. It just stands out so much. And when I looked at it and I got it, and I equipped it, and I was just like, damn, dude, this is so amazing. Honestly, I know I'm rambling on a little bit too much, so let me just go on to the blade part. And this is such a unique looking blade. Now, compared to like all the other ones you have here, this one is really, really bizarre. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. It looks like a gardening tool. And then you have this axe head, and then you have this one. But you can see like the resemblance. Is it trying to make like a giant ass axe head in all of these these heads that they have? And they all kind of have that similar kind of flat chop to it that you can see, except for this one. I don't even know what they were trying with this. This is really bizarre. This is something else. But coming back here, it's a really big, you know what it reminds me a lot of is the Lawbringer axe heads, where it has the very long scythe like blade to it, and the yellow in the middle, like everything about it, it's just amazing. So that's why I chose it. It's just amazing. It is a really nice axe head, and I know people are gonna fucking ridicule me for this, but I'm sorry, guys. I just have to explain why I love it so much. The detail on it, everything that goes with this part is the thing I really love about this weapon. And when I customize the Raider, when I start fleshing him out and making him look the way I want him to, I started enjoying him a lot more than I did before. So there you go, that's the gear. So let's move on to the next part. So this is the other part that people criticize me about, saying, why are you using this ornament out of every single one of them? Now let me tell you something, okay? This one's a pretty cool ornament. I like it. It has the nice wings on the side, but the horns in the front are not really my thing. I don't really like it that much, to be honest. The horns on the front for this mythic outfit is not really that great, and I had that for a long time. Now this one on the side, this one with the horns on the side, it looks like the, it's so hard to explain it, but it looks like it's a part of the helmet, if that makes any sense. It looks like I selected this helmet and these horns came with it. And when I saw this, I was like, okay, cool. The front of the face, the helmet is not really obscured by anything, so you can actually see the skull face with the helmet, but then you have these horns on the side that make it look like it's part of the helmet. And when I saw this, I was like, holy shit, this is amazing, dude. Look at that. And then you have all these other weird ones. This one's not too bad, but I wish that these, look, okay, so if this kind of metal horned iron that was on the side was this one instead, so if these bones were the metal, I probably would have chosen this one. But this bone stuff for these horns, I didn't really like it that much. It kind of it kind of took away from the helmet, in my opinion. This one kind of added to it because it was metal on metal, and then the shape of it is really nice. So that's why I chose it. It's looked really sick. It matches the Raider theme. It's very comfortable looking, and doesn't really it kind of just blends in with the character, in my opinion. I think it just looks really nice, so that's why I chose this one. And then all the other ones are they're pretty average. They don't really have anything that speaks to me. Here's another one, but I think the shape of the horn and everything about it doesn't really, it's okay. It's not that bad. It doesn't blend in that much, in my opinion. And then there's all these other ornaments as well. So there's that reason. So now let's go on to the paint patterns and symbols. So this symbol, this is from one of the recent battle outfits that came out. This is the Static Shock battle outfit. And I was looking through them, and I saw this this symbol. And you can't really see it on the chest piece, but pretty much I liked it because you could mess around with it with the colors. So when I switch around the colors, you can actually see that it's bursting out. It kind of reminds me of the Rep 10 paint pattern color from the Knights, the Hill Burst. And that's what, when I saw that, I decided to get it because it kind of makes it thematic in that way. So that's what the chest piece symbol is. And then over here, this is the fast circle paint pattern that I went with, and it makes some lines on the character, on the clothing. And when I chose this, I was looking at it, and I was going between some other things, but since everything's all kind of faded, I needed a paint pattern that would stand out a little more. So the fast circles stood out, and it also kind of looks like slashes, not too much, but it does have like a good symmetrical pattern to it that didn't really take away from the actual outfit itself, but it also adds a little bit more of its own thing. So that's why I chose that. And then on the shoulder, it's the same thing. You have the fast circles and the breaking one symbol at the top. You can't really see it, but everything adds together and just blends in a little bit more. And then on the right arm, you can see I have the same breaking one there, and then on the left arm, I have breaking one there as well. So that's what I have, and that's pretty much it for that. And then the colors, we have bleeding. I went with the red because I think the red contrasts with the black pelt really good with the Raider, as well as the symbol in the middle is the main focus point. So when I was going around and looking at different things, I was also looking at the scar on his chest as well, and I wanted it to blend in with that instead of just being this really bright kind of burst, hill bursty kind of symbol. So I went with bleeding, and as you can see, as soon as I choose it, it looks like it blends in with the scar really well. So that's why I chose that. It looks really nice in my opinion. The attacker is Creepy, which is, I think it's supposed to be creepy. Maybe that's just a typo. I don't know. But this is from the limited edition Halloween event, so you can't get this anymore. But if you want to try to replicate that, the closest you can get is Dusk. So that's what I went with Creepy. Then you go to the Defender, and I chose Ocean Blue, and this is from the Static Shock Battle outfit. And then you can see the Hill Burst in the middle is yellow, and it kind of stands out a little bit more. So there you go. And let me just go through my feats real quick. So we have Tireless, Inspire, Fury, and Fire Flask. And over at the outfits, I don't really know what I purchased, to be completely honest. So I have the Rabid Wolf Elite outfit and the Static Shock one. Yeah, and these are the two event ones as well. So yeah, I bought the Static Shock one, the Rabid Wolf for the ornament, and the Mythic one for the lightning. And this was back in season 1, so I didn't really, or season 2, so I didn't really have any customization for the character at the moment, so that's why I went for that. And then we have Dawn Sky for the effect, the Plasma Shock effect as well. And that's about it. So there you go, guys. That is my customization on this character. Hope you guys did enjoy. Hope you guys might see some new ways for you guys to customize your own raider. But this is why I chose the things that I did for my character. And with that being said, hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys later.